Hello, friends. Oh my gosh, I'm burning out. Let's turn that down. I don't need to be like a glowing place. Oh, it's because the sun has showed up. Yay, sun. Hi, sun. Okay. Welcome to Let's Talk Sex Tuesday. Today is kind of a fun one. I haven't talked a lot about toys in the last little while. I actually used to sell them for a very short, brief moment. MLMs are not for me. In a dream world, maybe one day I'd have a sex toy shop. But what I actually wanted to talk about was toys that help to take the pressure off. So I'm often speaking with clients who, in particular in hetero situations, women who are feeling pressure to have sex with their partners, whether their partners are truly pressuring them or not. They feel this pressure to please, this pressure to meet their husband's needs. Their partner has, according to them, a really high sex drive. He could go from 0 to 60 in any minute. He could have sex anytime. And there's lots of things that are suppressing their libido, right? They're feeling overweight. Their body doesn't work that well anymore or the way that it used to. They might experience painful intercourse or a lack of sensation. So it's hard to get in the mood. And then even when you are doing it, you're not necessarily having the best time anyways. So what do you do in this situation? And really the answer is, among other things, thinking beyond the intercourse envelope is huge. So many couples, again, especially hetero couples, really get locked into this penis and vagina equals sex. And there's actually way more to sex than a penis and a vagina, right? We can use our mouth, our hands, and our genitals to please all different parts of a person's body, to bring them to orgasm, to give them pleasure. It doesn't have to be only about intercourse. So whether you've just had the baby and you don't want anything going anywhere near your vagina, or maybe it's been a little while and you're still struggling with getting in the mood and you need some kind of creative solutions for what to do to have a positive experience with your partner and meet his needs while parking your own for the moment because you just don't have the time and space to really dive in. This is all about some ideas for getting a little creative with what we call outer course. And specifically how to use some toys to integrate them into your play, okay? So I don't actually have any demonstrations anymore. I gave away all of my stuff because I didn't need it. There is a blog post coming out tomorrow that will have more details, but basically there's a couple of different things that you can do to amp up or shift and change the experience of giving oral or giving a hand job in order to support your partner to experience different pleasurable experiences that are not going to be the same as intercourse, but might be just different and more unique than your classic old BJ or hand job. And one of the ones that people don't often think about is what's called a sleeve or a fleshlight. Fleshlight's kind of a weird term, so I just like to use sleeves. And it's literally a sleeve for the penis. They're often made out of like latex or silicone, and you can get really tasteful ones that literally just look like a tube that you're going to slide over a penis. It doesn't have to look like a vagina or anything like that. It can just look like this mushy jelly tube that goes over the penis. The bonus with fleshlights is they can create a different sensation for the penis when you're stroking it. So the basic idea is that you're going to take this sleeve and insert the penis into the sleeve and use the sleeve to stroke the penis rather than just use your hand. So the benefits to the partner with the penis are that there's a different sensation. There's not hands and lube. There's a heavy lubricated jelly substance that can feel really nice and squishy and warm and just give a different sensation. It also provides you with a different way to create different sensations for them. And it also stimulates kind of a different reaction when you've got the sleeve going back and forth over the penis and the sleeve is moving the foreskin, if there is foreskin, back and forth. Just creates different sensations for your partner. The super bonus for you as the giving partner is that you can close the tip of it, and when they come, and all the semen will just get caught inside. They're easily cleaned and flipped inside out, so you don't have to deal with any muss and fuss of a hand job. You don't have to worry about where the penis comes. You don't have to worry about a cum towel, anything like that. You can just use the fleshlight, give them this different experience, close the fleshlight, they can come inside, they can go clean it and deal with it, and then you've had a bit of a different experience, right? So again, it can be fulfilling for us to give pleasure to our partners, especially when we're doing it not from a resentful place, but from a place of, I love you and I want to give you the gift of orgasm. I want to give you the gift of pleasure. I may not be in a situation where I'm willing to provide my body for that or my vagina for that, but I may be willing and open to use my hands, my mouth, my breasts, or other parts of my body to provide you with that, right? So this is really about tuning into our limits and thinking about what we don't really want to give in the moment, but what we might be open to giving. So fleshlights are a really great tool that we can use. Second tool that we can use, and this would pertain to same-sex or hetero couples, is little fingertip vibrators. So you can get these vibrators that just slide kind of right over, either actually over the finger, or they kind of slide on almost sort of like a ring. They're small, they're inconspicuous, they're non-phallic, so there's no like a competition going on. And they just add a little bit of vibration sensation to what's happening. Again, this is not about trying to mimic intercourse. It's not about trying to do something better than intercourse. It's just about expanding the sexual pleasure repertoire and creating different kinds of experiences for your partner so that it's not the same old for them, and so that you're maybe feeling a little bit more engaged in this act of giving pleasure to your partner rather than the power dynamics that might be at play for us, right? So they're really fun because you can play on the tip of the penis or along the shaft or down along the perineum, right? Which is that patch of skin between the anus and the penis. If you're working with a vagina, right, it can be really nice to play with the clitoris or even to use the vibrator on all parts of the body and to be like, ooh, what does it feel like when there's a little vibration on your neck or your ear or that sensitive spot near your nipple, right? Getting creative with your little fingertip vibrator. Some fingertip vibrators can also provide different sensations. So you might have like a latex squishy that sort of goes over your finger. They can have different textures. And again, this can create different ways to touch and tickle the body that create different kinds of sensations and different kinds of pleasure for our partners. So that's really fun too. Tool number 3 that I often recommend, again, a really nice entry-level toy and something that can be fun to use, is a cock or a penis ring. Now, you can get non-vibrating ones, so they literally look like a little ring that goes around the penis. They can come in different sizes, or you can get one that has a light or heavy-duty vibrator attached. So for both, the principle is that the ring goes around the penis. It constricts the blood flow even further, supporting the erection to last a little bit longer than it might typically. So if your partner comes quite quickly, especially if you're going down on them or doing a hand job, then this could allow the play to last a little bit longer, which again is going to create more or different orgasmic sensations for them and maybe make it so that it's something that feels less transactional and more about two people getting naked and having fun together, right? If you're using the vibrating version, the nice thing about that is it can create vibration sensations on the penis. And if you are having intercourse, or maybe you're not doing intercourse, but you're putting your genitals together, then this cock ring can create a nice big hard erection. And the vibration could go on your clitoris or your vulva and create some stimulation for you and for your partner. So cock rings can be really nice as well. And last but not least, if you're feeling a little bit more adventurous, then I definitely recommend butt plugs or butt toys. So again, you can get vibrating and non-vibrating versions. Again, I'll have pictures on the blog tomorrow. There's so many different varieties, but you can start with something that's quite small and really about the size of a finger. And I remember when I was selling sex toys, I actually had this huge epiphany because, full disclosure, I've never been a huge butt play girl. Rather, I don't mind it, but I haven't actually experimented a lot with it. So I was like, oh my God, this is so cool, because if my partner has been curious about me playing with their butt, and I'm feeling at all squirmy about putting my fingers near my partner's anus or putting my fingers inside a person's bum, then I can use a toy to do that job for me, and I don't have to worry about my fingers going anywhere that I don't feel good. So it kind of becomes this nice intermediary without you having to wear gloves, although gloves are certainly great and recommended, especially if you're working with multiple partners. So, vibrating or non-vibrating, basically you can play with them to stimulate around the anus, right? So we don't have to jam anything in anuses. We don't do that, right? Nice and slow and gentle. And as my friend Luna Matatas always says, please find her on Instagram. She's amazing. She's all things butts. We want to seduce the butt. We want to seduce the anus. So playing with tickling, touch, and vibration, even with our fingertip vibrator, around the edge, around the whole bum. Which parts of the bum are more sensitive? Which parts of the bum like some sensation, right? Is it right at the crease on the bottom or in the middle? Is it right near the anus? There's lots of interesting nerve endings there. And then if our partner is feeling open and curious, then we can use a small butt plug to start inserting to small degrees to see how that's feeling for them. So this is just another way that we can play again. And I mean, the thing to note in particular with bodies with penises is the prostate has tons of pleasure potential for bodies with penises, essentially. Again, this is not something that I'm super well versed on, so you want to find additional resources, but basically there is so many more different flavors of orgasm and pleasure that our partners with penises can experience if they become willing and open to having some butt play be explored. And if we're not feeling like vaginal intercourse, maybe we're into having some butt play for the night, right? The long and the short of it is, if you are in a space where full-on intercourse is a no for you, the question is, are you willing to explore other options? Are you willing to explore getting engaged in sexual play that is beyond intercourse, that is outer course? What could feel like a yes for you? Maybe it means your body is not involved at all, but your hands and your mouth are happy to please the other person, right? Can you get to a space where you love this person, you care for this person, you can't offer your whole body to them today, but you are willing to use your hands and your mouth to help them have a pleasurable experience? The bonus is that often, not always, but often, when we start to see our partner in sexual ecstasy, that energy can start to build in us and feed in us, right? So when we start in a low expectation setting where I'm just going to play with you, get you off, and that's it, there's nothing to do with me, no pressure to get me off, I'm not in the mood to even try. When we take that brake off, it can become a gas pedal that supports our libido and our arousal energy to build in that moment. And then we may respond to wanting to go further with intercourse, and we may not, and that's okay. The other thing here is it's about naked, sexy, fun time, which I talk about all the time, right? So thinking beyond intercourse and just really having the goal of getting naked and playing with the other person's body, showing them, helping them to explore the different kinds of orgasmic sensations and pleasurable sensations that they can have. And allowing yourself that same thing. What does it look like to have your partner just like play and tickle with your tits for 20 minutes, right? Maybe that feels good. Maybe you're breastfeeding and it does not feel so good. I've never had a vibrator like on my ear or on my neck or on my butt cheek. Like maybe that would feel on my toes, on the arch of my ankle, like on my heel of my foot. Like maybe that would feel really good. I've never tried that, right? So can we get creative, think outside the box, and really create a space where sex is about two people playing together or more, two or more people playing together, and not so much about me giving you an orgasm, you giving me an orgasm, having a baby, like whatever other pressures we put on ourselves. So that is what I have for you today, my friends. I'll have a little bit more information on the blog tomorrow with some photos and stuff. Do hit me up in the DMs if you want to know more about any particular toy. Let me know. And if you want to know more about planning a naked, sexy, fun time, then head to the link in bio and find your way to the Naked, Sexy, Fun Time Playbook. I walk you through exactly how to set one up, how to set up a scheduled sex date that's going to support your libido and your partner's libido. And if you add in what I just talked about in terms of toys that you can use to play during Naked, Sexy, Fun Time, you are sure to create a positive and fun experience. That is all today, my loves. I will talk with you soon. Have a good one. Bye.